often injured Deshaun Watson and his guaranteed money might make him expendable. I think he has what, 2 more years left on that contract? 2 or 3?
Whatever.
But fans, Jerry's a fan of the Browns, if y'all didn't know. But football fans, to include myself, say are the issues that they constantly face with Deshaun Watson worth it? And then there's a picture of him bowling. That was a current picture. That was not something that was from the past. It's a current picture.
You know, I looked all over the net and I didn't see anything like that. So I don't know where the heck you got that picture. And I don't believe it's current because he just had his surgery 3 or 4 days ago. So there ain't no way he gets surgery on the shoulder and he's bowling. Come on, man. Be serious.
Jerry, listen to what I'm trying to tell you. I said earlier, someone in his camp obviously don't like him too much because it got out there and then it got scrubbed. They scrubbed it. They took it off.
Yeah, let me say something. Let me say something, okay? This is social media, the social media area, okay? So regardless if things get put on or get scrubbed or whatever, it's going to show up somewhere. It's going to say, well, this happened, but it got scrubbed, okay? I haven't seen it anywhere.
But I got it to you, so you saw it from there. You're saying the sources you've gone to, you haven't seen it. Because obviously it came from somewhere.
If you Google Deshaun Watson injury, it's going to come up. Something's going to come up.
How about Google Deshaun Watson bowling?
I did all that. I got it right in front of me. Deshaun Watson bowling. Come on, man. It ain't happened. It's BS. You really believe that? Come on. He just had surgery 3 or 4 days ago. Come on. Ain't no way.
Yeah. That's my point. That's my point.
No way.
But regardless of that,
come on.
That wasn't the intent of that of mentioning that. That was just a sidebar to the issues with all the things going on with the NFL and teams. Obviously, Cleveland is in a situation where they could either excel, maintain, or decrease in the situation because right now, as I said, Cincinnati, I don't see them doing much without Joe Burrow, even though they got all these great weapons. Pittsburgh fired their offensive coordinator. Remember? Well, you weren't here. But folks, at the top of the show, I said coordinators, one head coach, one GM, probably some more to come, all out the door. Baltimore, dealing with injuries right now. If DTR can find a way to galvanize the team and become a better quarterback, Cleveland could win that division because it's very, very nicked up. But again, we're talking about players and coaches and their issues. Last one I'm going to talk about before we, now that you're here, before we get into the games that took place and the games coming up. Justin Jefferson, and I said this a couple weeks ago when he was about to be eligible to return. He said he was not coming back till he was 100%. Well, he goes to X, formerly known as Twitter, and says, y'all can stop DMing me talking about how I'm messing up your fantasy and da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm not coming back till I'm 100% healthy. Directly from him. Not his agent, not a sidebar, from him. I contest he will not return this season. Now, Minnesota, they're still in the mix with Detroit losing, and I was surprised how bad they lost. on Thanksgiving to Detroit. Minnesota sits 2 games out from the division title. And this is week 12. That's 5 games. And they gotta play Detroit 2 times within those 5 games. Interesting. With that being said, JT, I want to talk about well, you can talk about the Justin Jefferson thing, but transition it to what took place Thursday between Detroit and Green Bay, because I want to jump directly into that, and I'll let you transition to it.
Justin Jefferson, he ain't coming back until he's 100%. 100%. If he feels comfortable in his hamstring, is when he's going to come back. And I have to totally agree with him. If he's going to re-injure it, then, I don't know if you ever had a hamstring. I've had a hamstring more than once. And it's very easy to re-injure that hamstring if it's not fully healed completely. And if it's a severe, obviously it was severe enough that held him out these amount of weeks, then he needs to probably wait until next year. So he's fully healthy. Okay, he's not one of these guys that is an Austin Eckler type that deals in fantasy. He ain't worried about it. He's worried about his health, worried about his money, and playing the game he loves. Speaking about the game and love, Mr. Jordan Love has been playing better. Okay, he has been playing better. I was too quick to jump off the bandwagon, but he has been balling lately. And I think that has a lot to do with his rookie wide receiver and his sophomore wide receivers. He has to do it a lot with them. Being able to get on the same page and get the offense on track. Now, it doesn't help to have a sporadic running game in A.J. Dillon or Taylor or Aaron Jones. And Luke Musgrave, I think he came back. No, he didn't. He's on IR. He had another tight end. But as he gets his pieces healthier, you'll see a brand of quarterback from him. I was totally shocked that Detroit gave that game up. I mean, I don't know what happened. They got Green Bay took a page out of the Ravens book to how to beat Detroit and took it to them. Detroit was I'm going to bite your kneecaps off type from your head coach. Well, that's what they did. They reversed it on Detroit. And that coach got that team to bite the kneecaps off of Detroit. Totally out of character. Took him totally out of character. Jared Goff reverted back to the days before he got traded to Detroit from LA. And he's thrown, what has he got? He's had 6 turnovers, if not more.
It's more
in the last 2 games.
Yep.
3 interceptions in the previous game and 2 interceptions and a lost fumble in this game.
2 lost fumbles.
Okay. Whatever. I'm just saying he's had multiple turnovers.
Yes.
And it's hurt the team quite naturally when your quarterback turns it over that much. And you put your team in a bad situation, and the team, the opposing team gets quality points from it, and you can't recover. You can't recover. And now they got dealt a loss they shouldn't got dealt with.
Yep, absolutely.
A loss they shouldn't got dealt with. That I mean, every team goes through that. That at least they have one loss that you scratch your head and say, "How the heck they lose to that team?" And that was the loss, and it could cost them. It could cost them a seed, whether it would be the top seed going in the future, or maybe even a 2 seed. It could cost them home field. It could cost them.
I'd say that one game, especially if they're going to have a problem holding off Minnesota. Joshua Dobbs is proven to be more than suitable to replace Kirk Cousins. Just imagine if Justin Jefferson was still there. Him, Addison, Madsen's like, okay, they try and give this Chandler kid my job. Let me start running the ball right. The defense has come up to code. But Detroit, I don't know, man. I don't know if you saw the meme or the message that was put out that whenever there's this type of moon coming and it's Thanksgiving, Detroit is 0-12. Now they're 0-13. I don't believe in a lot of that stuff, but they literally laid an egg during that game. And the head coach took a little bit of blame. He said he shouldn't have put his guys in that position a few times where he should have just took the points, meaning the field goals, instead of going for it and not converting. I saw Goff being gun shy or staring down the one person he wants to throw the ball to. He missed Gibbs in the flats a ton of times. He missed Laporta in the flat a ton of times. I don't know if he was just like, well, I got to make this happen because I've been fumbling. I've been throwing interceptions. Stop, Osan. But I'm talking about stop, Osan. I don't know what's up with my cat, man. He just feeling frisky today. But Goff, as you said, reverted back to what he was towards the end of his time in LA. The play calling's fine. The defense was playing fine. They had some lapses. They literally had some lapses. And Jordan Love stepped up and said, you know what? Hey, Watson, I'm going to put the ball. He was dropping dimes. I will say that. Love was dropping dimes and lines. But at the same time, I got to say, the run game for Green Bay surprised me. A.J. Dillon didn't do much, but he did enough to allow Love to have that time. And the offensive line had done a great job, which surprised me as well. Detroit blew a golden opportunity. Now let's transition to the Washington and Dallas game. That was a close game for 3 quarters. I think it was like 14 or 17 to 3 or 17-7, something like that. I said, okay, it's going into the 4th quarter. They got time. Let me go downstairs, eat with everybody, and hang out with everybody. I look at my phone, JT. It's like 5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. I left when it was like 17-10, 17-3, whatever it was. I pick up my phone. I see 45-10.
They scored 25 points, the Cowboys, in the 4th quarter.
With the pick 6. Now, I was very, very upset. But I was happy at the same time because I picked the over. But that's another story.
Oh, God.
That then tells me, okay, these guys are either terrible.
They're terrible.
Or,
You're terrible.
wait a minute, or they're just giving up.
Both.
I'm going to
Both.
say
Both.
they gave up more so than they're being terrible. The offensive line for Washington is terrible, but they gave up, in my opinion, because Dallas started hitting on plays that was not even executed correctly in the first 2-3 quarters. They ran the same plays. They did. They didn't have success with it early on, but then they did.
Okay.
And again, the stat that I said, I don't know if you were here when I said it. This is week 12. Dallas has not beaten a team that has won more than 4 games this season. So I'm not impressed with Dallas. They whooped up on us like they were supposed to. But are they going to do the same when they face San Francisco? I think they already lost to San Francisco. They already lost to Philly once. They're going to lose to Philly again. I don't believe in Dallas at all. Your thoughts?
I know that they haven't. They're 8 and whatever. They haven't beat a team with over 500 record. Okay. They can't choose, and this is it. They can't choose the teams that are on their schedule. So it just so happened that the teams that they've been dominating, and with this winning streak and playing well, and CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott going off, Dallas offense going off, it's the quality of the teams. Let's see what happens when they play a team that's got a 500 or more record. Okay. Let's see. I think next week they play who? They play a team that's got a 500 record. Okay. Let's see how they fare with that. Let's see how they fare with that. I mean, it sounds good now, and Dallas Cowboy fans are ecstatic. Of course, they're taking care of business. But let's see what happens when they play. Who do they play next week? I'm trying to see right now. They play Seattle. So I mean, that's not a Seattle. It's got a winning record, but and is second in the NFC West, and they do have some weapons. They can run the ball, and they can throw the ball. Let's see how they fare playing against a team that's got a winning record. Okay.
That's a good transition into the next game, which was San Francisco and Seattle. San Francisco dominated that game from beginning to end, though. They're dealing with a lot of injuries in Seattle. But as you said, they're number 2 in the West. They've got a playoff spot right now. But they just lost to San Francisco. They got to play Dallas. Then they play San Francisco again, right?
Okay.
And Seattle's going to have some problems. I don't think they're going to be above 500 for a long time coming up with this schedule they have. And I told people this in TSA. I made a trade in a league. Jerry knows what I'm talking about with TSA. That
you made a trade in TSA?
Yeah, I made several trades in TSA, but this one.
Oh my God! Really?
Silence, bro.
Really?
This one, people wanted to chime in and say, "Oh, you got Jack." Da, da, da. I'm like, really? So I had George Kittle.
Okay.
And George Kittle had like 2 outstanding weeks, right? And I said, you know what? George is not a big part of that offense.
Yes, he is. But okay.
He's not a big part of that offense.
Okay.
He's like the 3rd option in the pass game. And the first week that he went off, Debo wasn't there. Ayuk was getting double covered, and the run game was working. So I guess, I don't know if they focused on him, but they got him the ball. Last week, 3 completions. One was for like a 60-yard touchdown. So that kind of padded his numbers. I said, you know what? I need to get another running back and a decent tight end. So let's see what's out there. So I made the trade to get Evan Ingram and Zeke because I just lost Aaron Jones. There's nobody on the waiver wire worth picking up that's going to give me anything like DJ Dallas. I was like, I know Walker's out, but how much is Dallas going to get?
Not much.
Exactly, right? Then you had the Cavante Ingram and all that. I was like, he's probably going to even see the field no more. The Connor's back. So those players are there. So I traded George Kittle for Evan Ingram and Zeke. And the hate came and said, look, man, Kittle is a very good tight end when they give him the ball. But he's not the main target in that offense.
He doesn't have to be the main target.
I understand that, but listen to what I'm saying. He'll average 3 to 4 targets a game. He'll capitalize on them most times. Not all the time, but most times. But
I know where you're going.
I personally can't rely on him to give me 10 to 15 points a game. Ingram, on the other hand, averages 7 to 10 receptions or targets a game. And there's a real timeshare now with Stevenson and Zeke with the Patriots.
So let me ask you a quick question.
Yes.
In the pecking order in Jacksonville, where does Ingram show up?
Oh, he's either 1 or 2. Numbers don't lie. He averages 7 to 10 targets a game.
In the pecking order of Jacksonville, you think that
receiving wise, Evan Ingram has more targets than Calvin Ridley. I believe Christian Kirk has slightly more, but not that much more. But Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram get targeted the most in Jacksonville.
Okay. For now. They had a Calvin Ridley coming out. Do you think that's going to go away?
I'm going to use your own words.
What's my own words?
When he came out last week, it was against Tennessee. And if he wasn't going to come out then,
right,
he wasn't coming out.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I agree with you. So this week, they face Houston. Stingley is not that dude, but he's a good cornerback, right? Will he shut Calvin Ridley down? Probably not, but it's going to seem like it because Lawrence doesn't throw to him that much, which for the life of me, I don't get. But Ingram gets 7 to 10 targets a game before Ridley and during Ridley. It's the truth. Plus, as I said, I needed a running back that was halfway decent to fill the gap for losing Aaron Jones and Saquon's hobble.
Okay.
So the 2-for-1 was good to me because what did George Kittle get?
Wait a minute.
No.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Hey.
It's just 1 week. It's just 1 week.
What I'm saying is George Kittle reverted back to the types of numbers that he normally was getting this year.
Okay.
Maybe 3 or 4 targets. And in most leagues, he got like 4.5 points or whatever this week. That's not going to be always, but it's more likely to get that than to expect 11 and 12 points from him a game because that's not his MO. It's not. It's not how San Francisco
on a consistent basis for George Kittle, you get about 10 points a week. This was an outlier. It was an outlier because, and the fact is, when come to the end zone, when they in the red zone, Kittle was one of the targets in the red zone. So come on, man.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't a target in the red zone. What I'm saying is the targets of opportunity
Well, the game script,
are more so for Evan Ingram
you can
than they are with
game script,
with Kittle.
game script in San Francisco. You could see that they made a concerted effort. If you watch the game, to get the ball to Debo, that was the game script. Get
exactly.
the ball to Debo.
Oh
okay?
yeah, I agree.
Okay, and that
and Brandon Ayuk.
Wait a minute.
And Christian McCaffrey.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm
Don't
gonna
forget that.
I'm gonna tell you something. That game plan was get the ball to Christian McCaffrey and Debo. Yeah. Brandon Ayuk was an afterthought. Brandon Ayuk benefited from a big play. Whoever had Brandon Ayuk was looking like, well, you're going to Debo all this time. You're going to Christian McCaffrey all the time. What about Brandon Ayuk? And then he had a big chunk play. I'm sitting here and I to myself, I'm saying the way that drive was turning out to be, I could see, okay, here comes a big play to Brandon Ayuk, and that's exactly what happened. Otherwise, Brandon Ayuk didn't really do that much. Okay,
Agreed.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, well, that's what
I mean, Jerry, you're not saying anything I'm not saying. That's my whole point with George Kittle and why I made the trade.
It was a game.
It was a concerted effort to get the ball to somebody other than Kittle, and that's what's happening with San Francisco. It's either going to be, CMC's going to get his touches, passing and running the ball.
Yep.
Debo's going to get his touches, passing and running the ball.
The times that Kittle was getting the ball, Debo was either.
I know. That's my point.
He was in the lineup, but he wasn't getting touches.
That's my point, JT. That they're not going to feature Kittle more so than they'll feature Ayuk, Debo, or CMC.
Well, I agree with that. It's all according to how the game's going.
And that's what I'm saying. That Ingram averages. This isn't let's get the ball to Ingram, but he averages.
You don't think
7 to 10 targets a game?
You don't think things are going to change since they saw what they got from from Ridley? You don't think?
No. I think that Ridley's going to continue to be a Jekyll and Hyde person, only because Trevor Lawrence isn't getting him the ball. Ridley has not been an out of the mouth, give me the damn ball type player. Not when he's in Atlanta and not now. Could he be? Yes. Should he be? Maybe.
Yes, he should be.
No, well, I agree with you. But the fact that he's not leads me to say, okay, well, you know what? He's going to be Jekyll and Hyde. But we're talking about San Fran and Seattle. San Fran dominated them, and there was nothing more that Seattle could do because they were so hurt. If not for Brooks with the tip interception for a touchdown, Seattle didn't score an offensive touchdown. They didn't even get in field goal position except when it was a turnover on downs. So Seattle against Dallas, record-wise, I see what you're saying, but competition-wise right now, I don't think so. You got anything to say about that game before we go to the final game, which was the Dolphins and Jets?
Well, that's next week. Seattle and Dallas is next
I know.
week.
I'm saying, do you have anything to say about San Fran and Seattle?
Oof. They got dominated. As long as you have a healthy San Francisco 49er team, defense, offense, they're going to dominate teams. Because what the offense is lacking, the defense is going to pick up, and vice versa. That's the bottom line. Vice versa. They got so many weapons on both sides of the ball. It's I gotta be jealous, to have a football team that has so many weapons on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. It's unfair. And my wife is agreeing with me. Yes, it is.
Well, I'm quite sure she's happy to see Chase Young
Oh yeah,
and Bosa together.
oh yeah,
That's ridiculous.
yeah. I mean that's unfair, man. Come on, that's unfair to have
And I
those
don't know
two
why
guys on at bookends on either side of the ball. That's unfair.
and they flip them from time to time.
Yeah, come on, man. That's bad. That's well, you got to feel for a quarterback that's sitting behind the pocket and he got to put his head on a swivel. What side do I go to? Look for who? Look for who?
Because
Bosa?
up the middle, Jesse Armstead is there too.
Yeah, that's unfair, man. Come on, come on,
I agree. Let's
coach.
go to the
Give me a
next
play
game.
so I can get rid of this ball quick.
Let's go to the next game where Miami just totally dominated.
That was ridiculous. That was sickening. Sickening.
I mean, because of them, I won a lot this past Thanksgiving, even in my sadness. But that game helped me a lot.
Okay.
Now, think about this, JT. The Jets have a top tier defense, right? They're lacking the signal caller. Boyle is not the answer. Wilson is not the answer.
They don't have a top 10 defense.
The Jets, well, for most of the year they have. I don't know where they are now, but they've had a top tier defense for the season.
No.
Well,
and you know why I say they don't have a top 10 defense? Is because their offense puts their defense in such bad situations. And when you get beat down over and over again, I'm talking about the Jet defense, in bad situations, you can only last for so long before that offense that you're going up against that's got an advantage because your offense sucks. Then you're going to get points on you, field goals, touchdowns, interceptions. Come on, man. And you think, and I've said this before, if you have a good quarterback, that defense is going to ball out for you, try to ball out for you. But if you have a quarterback that gives you no hope, it gives you no hope. And the defense is going to reflect that.
Absolutely. Well, that's where I was going with that statement of mine.
Right.
That Miami is a dominant team, but that defense got beat down. They didn't give up. They were just tired.
Yeah.
They were just tired.
Yeah.
And Boyle tried to spread the ball around. He did. Breece Hall, they didn't, in my opinion, they didn't run Breece Hall enough to wear down Miami's defense. Just my thought process. I thought he was going to get at least 14, 15 touches. And even though sometimes it's going to run to a brick wall, it would set up play action. They finally get a late touchdown to Garrett Wilson. Garbage time. But it was over. I mean, because they played them strong and tough for the first half. But then that 99-yard Hail Mary return interception took all the energy and air.
Oh, hell yeah. I saw that. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And it's ironic. It was funny because all their skill players were in the end zone.
Yep.
So who did the guy who intercepted had to go up against? Nobody really, because it was Lyman, and that was it.
Lyman and the quarterback.
And no, Lyman and the quarterback, that's it. And the quarterback, it looked awful trying to tackle a DB. Come on, man. Come on. That was.
Well, to me, that was a turning point in the game.
Yeah.
Because up until that point, it was a close game. And then it was a massacre.
It was inevitable what's going to happen in that game. You know, and in one league, up one of the 3 leagues I'm in, I got a trade in that league. I got Brock Purdy, Tyreek Hill. I'm trying to think who else I got in that trade. And yeah, I got Brock Purdy, Tyreek Hill, and DeAndre Swift in that trade. I'm like,
Brock Purdy,
really?
DeAndre Swift, and who else?
Hold on. Let me go to that page, and I can tell you exactly the trade I got. And that was.
And who did you give up?
Wait a minute. Just let me get to the page, and I'll tell you. Tell you all about it. I'll tell you all about it.
All right. Well, as you scroll and wait for that to take place,
Go right ahead, man.
we're going to talk about division championship games that aren't division championship games, but are division championship games. And we're starting with the Saints and Atlanta. You've got the Saints. I've got Atlanta. Atlanta decided to go back to Desmond Ritter. Big mistake.
Yeah.
But if Heineke's hamstring isn't feeling it, I got it. But did Ritter learn anything while Heineke was in about spreading the ball around and using his athletic ability? That's the question. Ritter definitely has the bigger arm. I don't know who's more athletic, Ritter or Heineke. I don't know. But it seems as though the football acumen lends toward Heineke. Now, Heineke's been in the NFL several years, took a team to the playoffs, almost took them to the playoffs again, but piss poor management by freaking Ron Rivera stopped Washington from getting an opportunity because he wanted to give Carson Wentz whatever. But hopefully he learned. And hopefully, and I know JT's favorite coach probably isn't going to run Bijan Robinson that much, but he should. Especially against the Saints, because the Saints' run defense is porous. Their pass defense is better. Will Kyle Pitts get more than a couple targets? I don't know. I know that Michael Thomas is out for the year. That leaves Chris Olave, the guy Perry you picked up, and what's my man that was hot at the beginning of the year? Rashid, I can't remember his name.
Rashid White?
No, Rashid White's the running back. I'm talking about the wide receiver.
Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah, Rashid Shaheed. There you go. And a banged up Derek Carr to work with Alvin Kamara. And they're not even using Jamal Williams like they should, but whatever. So, in my opinion, Atlanta has the upper hand in this game outside of the quarterback and possibly the running back if Bijan Robinson isn't used correctly. Alvin Kamara is definitely heads and shoulders above him. But so many people that wanted to get Bijan Robinson in the first round and he hadn't done anything because he's a rookie. I know they're like, man, I wasted my pick and now I am kind of screwed because I didn't get another quality running back.
Well,
just in case.
On
But wait a minute. I'll let you jump in a second. But if Atlanta does what they're supposed to do and run Bijan Robinson, use him for play action pass purposes to Drake London and Kyle Pitts, and let the defense do their job, it's at home. That's key. It's at home. Atlanta wins the game. Go ahead, JT. You got New Orleans and what you're going to say.
All right. I like New Orleans in the game. I really do. I think New Orleans. When Arthur Smith, and you can show the incompetence that he goes to Taylor Heineke for a few games, okay, and now he's going back to Desmond Ritter. Come on, man. And then the fact is that when it comes up to his mind, he decides to use Bijan Robinson. But for the majority of the season, he hasn't been using him, or using him very, very, very sparingly. Very sparingly. Not even when I talked about this in the preseason with Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson did I even fathom that he would use a top 10 pick, top 8 pick in the draft like he's the 3rd or 4th round running back. That makes no sense.
None.
So I got to believe that when the year is over, he won't be there. It's going to be somebody that's going to be able to use some his valuable assets the way they should be used. And the trade I did was just before Thanksgiving. I would have never have traded this player to me. Tyreek Hill, Tyler Lockett, Tyler Conklin, Rashid White, and G.J. Shark. And I gave up Brandon Ayuk, Amari Cooper, Jahmyr Gibbs, Mark Andrews, and K.J. Osborne.
Y'all pretty much swapped teams.
Exactly. That was one of the comments that were made. That was one of the comments. And then I made another trade not far down, I think the next week, if I'm not mistaken. No, 5 days later on I traded away. At one point I had Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson. Didn't like what the way they were being used. So I said I got offered in this trade Jahmyr Gibbs, and I I traded away with him, but I got Tyreek Hill in the process. Okay, I got a quality wide receiver, a wide receiver 1 or 2. I'm happy with that. Okay, and then I had Bijan Robinson. Somebody wanted Bijan Robinson, so they gave me Tony Pollard and Brock Purdy for Bijan Robinson. I said thank you very much. I got and further down the line I picked up Brandon Ayuk. So I got the stack. Brandon Ayuk,
Purdy.
Tyreek Hill, Brock Purdy. Okay. Now, at the time I traded that big trade, I was 9th or 10th, somewhere somewhere around there. Languishing. I'm on the 4-game winning streak since I made that trade and the most recent trades. I'm in a 4-game winning streak. I'm in 7th place, soon to be in 6th place or 5th place. So I've been moving up the chain because I don't know why anybody would want to trade away Tyreek Hill, man. Come on, man. That's stupid.
Well,
in my opinion, that makes no sense.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. I did at the beginning of the year, just before the first game. Now, the trade shouldn't have gone through until after the games because one of the players I had dropped had already played, but the commission pushed the trade through anyway. I did Diggs for Hill because I wanted to stack Josh Allen and Diggs.
Okay.
But that's one time I traded away.
I would never traded him away.
But in the other league, I kept Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen, Raheem Mostert. I forgot my other Mike Evans, and I think is who's Kansas City's running back? I just got from you, Pacheco, some other players. But you said you got New Orleans in the game. Let's talk to somebody that's mad. They're just crazy. They want to be. I don't know if they want to be on camera or not, but Ultimate Madness is in the building.
Okay.
Truck is in the building.
Okay.
What up, Jay?
What's up, man?
I hear you, but I can't see you.
Well, he right
There
there.
you are. There you are. I still.
Well, because he's sitting in front of a window. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Camera etiquette.
Oh wow, he's trying to.
I do, but I just don't.
He tried to
You know,
come
I,
in here.
I don't want to turn no lights on here. You know, I'm by my window.
Oh yeah, we don't want the roaches to come out. It's
Oh,
all good.
wow. Wow.
And that's why your neck hurts.
Oh, it's all right, baby boy. It's all right. Anyway,
It's all good.
I wanted to, for those who don't know, Ultimate Madness, aka Truck, real name. I ain't gonna put out the full government, but we'll just say Jay. He's one of the folks that is in the fantasy league I run. Currently, as Jay was talking, he was on a 4-game winning streak in this other league. Well, my boy Truck was sitting on top of the world, and now he's number 5.
It's all good, baby. It's gonna spin you around. Trust me.
Well, you got 3 games to go. One team is already locked in the playoffs. That's Sammy. He's the number 1 seed right now, but that can change by the season
Yeah.
end. We're still going over the games for the week, so we're going to hold off on talking about league stuff until we finish these games. But you're welcome to chime in on any game we're talking about. All you got to do when I pitch it to you, just say what you feel, and then we'll move on. Okay?
Sure, I'm here. I'm here for you, baby.
All right, I appreciate you, Truck. Next game, I already said that this is. I see a spiral for Cincinnati. JT, you've got Pittsburgh. I've got Cincinnati, but Pittsburgh has just fired their offensive coordinator. The question that we all can answer is: will this free up Najee Harris, George Pickens, and that offense, or will it be more of the same? Answer that when it comes to you. But right now, Browning is the quarterback for Cincinnati. Jerry made an observation last week. If you didn't pick up Irwin, the receiver for Cincinnati, you're probably not going to get the points you expect for Chase, for Boyd. Now, I like the tight end, but the person who's going to suffer a lot right now, in my opinion, happens to be Mixon. Pittsburgh's defense is not that bad. Without Joe Burrow, I think it's going to demolish the Bengals. I love the Bengals. JT knows this. But I don't see him winning that many games without Joe Burrow, starting with this one. JT, you've got Pittsburgh. Then we'll go to Jay, and I got to step away for a hot second. Go ahead, JT.
Let me say this. I've said it for God knows how long. I do not like Kenny Pickett. I can't stand Kenny Pickett. I think he's a horrible quarterback. I don't care who the offensive coordinator is. This is going to be was the offensive coordinator or was it Kenny Pickett? Well, guess what, people? Guess what, Pittsburgh fans? It's Kenny Pickett. He ain't all that. He is not him. He is not him. And if you think that you're going to target Pickens, okay. You think you're going to target Pickens over Deontay Johnson? Okay. I don't trust anybody in this passing game. This is a pure running game to me. Run the football and play defense. Kenny Pickett is an afterthought. Even though, and because of the situation Cincinnati is in running a backup quarterback against this defense, I got to go with Pittsburgh. I can't think that Jake Browning is going to be able to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though they're playing at home. I can't stand. Oh man, he's probably one on the top of the top 5 list of quarterbacks that I can't stand in the NFL. Kenny Pickett is horrible, horrible.
Oh boy.
You up, Truck?
Well, I mean, he got some good points, but I don't think Kenny Pickett's that bad. I think he's just in a bad system. They're not using him right, and his offensive line stinks. First of all,
Oh yeah,
and then I believe they need to switch running backs and have Harrison be the big back instead of use him for big, like short yards down and stuff. Because the other guy, he's electrifying. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
And I'm with
Jalen
you.
Warren.
I don't see the Browns winning at all. Because Pittsburgh defense is too. I mean, it's in a conference. They deep. I mean, Pittsburgh knows the whole everybody in that conference. So they're going to play everybody tough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for all four teams, though, for real. I believe.
Okay. So we're all picking Pittsburgh to beat Cincinnati. All right.
Oh yeah.
Moving on to the next game. Let's talk about, oh, Lord. This has implications for me and Jerry. Wow. Implications. Just for this one game, JT, we're going to switch up. I'm going to be Jacksonville. You're going to be Houston. And Truck, you can chime in after we do our thing. All right, look. We were just talking about the issue with Calvin Ridley. Are the Jaguars going to feature him more? We both think they should. I don't know if that's going to happen. Here's the thing: the linebacking core for the Texans are the problem for the Texans. Secondary is good, front four is good, but the linebacking core is the problem. That's where the matchup for me benefits Jacksonville. Travis Etienne is a monster, and I kind of hate that I traded him. But it is what it is. I couldn't keep him as a keeper because I had him the last year. I wish I kept him, but I didn't. Point being, I see the matchups in this game being fairly even, except at ATN and Ingram. The linebackers for Houston can't stay with those two guys. So I know it's in Houston. I know Houston has been hot. CJ Stroud has been probably on a path to being the offensive player of the year or rookie of the year, I should say. But this is going to be a big test. This is going to be a big test. Jacksonville has a one-game lead. If they lose this game, they got one more time because they already lost to Houston earlier in the season. They have to win this game. Or hope Houston loses one or two games in the last part of the season while they go on a run. Because Jacksonville's schedule is not that bad after this game. I got to go with Jacksonville for my money and because I think they're better than Houston overall. Go ahead, JT.
Okay.
Whatever.
CJ Stroud last week says, does Steph Curry stop shooting? I'm going to call CJ Stroud not by his name. I'm going to call him Rain Man because he's going to rain dimes on this Jacksonville.
You know that's Sean Kemp. The Rain Man is Sean Kemp, but go ahead.
I'm okay, but I'm going to call him Rain Man, okay, because he's going to rain down on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this is an ideal situation. And as you know, I've always said about these two teams, they always play better at home.
Yeah.
And Houston is at home. And this is the division. This is the division. Who leads the division? Okay. They're going to play again. I think at the end of the season, if I'm not mistaken, they're going to play.
No, they've already played. I thought Houston already beat them in Jacksonville, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, hold on. Let me just look because I'm looking at that right now. Hold on. Let me see. Yes, they lost to at home to Jacksonville. Lost at home. Okay. Yeah. And Houston beat them. Oh my God. Houston beat them.
I said that. That's what I said.
Well, wait a minute. I'm just about to give you the score. 37-17 in Jacksonville. Okay. They put a beat down on them in Jacksonville. What do you think they're going to do in Houston? I'm sorry, Vic. I'm sorry. I'm looking for my Benjamin. I'm looking.
Hey, they haven't won a division yet, Slim. They're not going to win a division. Jacksonville will.
They're going to win this year.
Let me say this. And
remember, we gotta let.
Let me say this. Let me say this real
quick.
Go
ahead. I want to hear.
Let me say this real quick, and I'm gonna copy what one of our league mates said. It's inevitable. That's what Sammy said. It's inevitable. That's what I'm
Thanos
saying.
lost, by the way. Thanos lost. Moving on to Truck,
Okay, Truck, go ahead.
aka Madness. Go ahead, brother.
I think Houston gonna win.
Thank you.
Okay, that's enough for you.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Wow.
Say what you gonna say.
You see how he
Oh,
is?
yeah, you good? Yeah, Houston gonna win though, man. I'm telling you, Houston, they the hot team in the NFL right now. They hot.
That is true.
They are hot right now. They are like the Detroit Lions at the beginning of the season. They hot right now. That kid CJ, I don't know where he came from, but he is doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Well, Jerry didn't like him because he's Ohio State
I
quarterback, but
was
he
sadly
changed his
mistaken.
team.
I was sadly mistaken.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
That's probably the worst call I ever made. Is about him.
Not yet. Listen, don't crown him yet.
Oh, I'm
Don't
crowning him.
crown him. Yes, yet.
I'm crowning him. I mean, okay, so he may have one bad game. I don't think it's going to be this game, but he may have one bad game. He did have one bad game, and he came back and still won that game. Okay,
I think Houston is definitely on their way up a lot quicker than most of us
Yep.
thought. So, listen, I like it, but I
They're
don't like
overachieving. They're overachieving right now.
What's up?
They're overachieving right now. And they have that
Exactly.
right to. They have that right to. They in the game to play to win every week.
Next year, when they have to play a tougher schedule next year, we'll see what happens. But that's what I said. Don't crown them just yet. But okay, I'm on Jacksonville. Y'all are on Houston. Now here's a game. JT, you're going to be Tampa. I'm going to be the Colts. Look, Shaq Leonard was released. They said it was his back, so on and so forth. I think it's the money, $16 million that he's owed. They started dwindling his time down, giving it to Evans and whatnot. But I think the Colts have been beneficiaries of scheduling. I think they've been beneficiaries of scheduling. Gardner Minshew has always been a wild card. Jonathan Taylor is doing what he's supposed to do as a top tier running back.
Thank you very much.
But I think it's going to change a lot this week when they play Tampa.
You're going to pick Tampa in this?
Can I finish so I can tell people?
Okay, I thought that's what you said.
I didn't say it yet.
Okay, no problem.
But I think they're going to have a problem playing Tampa's defense. They haven't faced a defense like Tampa's, an attacking single man high type offense that also plays Tampa too. I also think the defense that the Colts play caters to what Baker Mayfield is strong at. So, yes, I am picking Tampa, who are the 2-point underdogs in this game.
What a game at?
It's in Indianapolis. So it's indoors, no weather concerns, fast track. Godwin, well, I'm going to let JT talk about Tampa, but I am definitely on Tampa's list right now for this game. Go ahead, JT.
Close game. These twos are very close in talent. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. And because Indianapolis is playing at home, that's the key. That's the key to this game. Indianapolis playing at home. I got to pick Indianapolis to win this game. I like a lot of pieces in Indianapolis to do well against this Tampa. Tampa's good against the run and not too good against the pass. And I think that's where they're going to be exploited in the passing game. And even Gardner Minshew doesn't have a big arm. He's got a good enough arm to take advantage of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pass defense. I like Indianapolis.
Truck, who you got?
I was like in Indianapolis until I heard both of y'all break down. Then it started making me think. I think that the Bucks are going to win this game, probably by a touchdown.
Okay.
Over 6 points. It's going to be a close game, but I think because I think the Bucks defense predicate towards the Colts offense because they can put 8 in the box and just sit on Taylor because the Colts don't have no wide receivers.
Yep.
That's right. And
Pittman's
the
good.
Bucks was just going to sit back there and just maybe zone and man them.
Yeah, I agree. Pittman's good, but if that pressure's up in Gardner Minshew's face, he's prone to make a mistake. Drew Downing had a couple good weeks, but really hasn't been heard from since. I just think the defense is better in Tampa. That's where I'm going with that. Next game,
And
I don't really think we need to break down, but we're here anyway. JT, you've got the Patriots who are 2-8. I got the Giants who are 3-8. Listen, DeVito should have not looked the way he looked versus Washington, but he did.
oh
I
man,
do not expect that same type of result when they take on the Patriots. I don't care if it's in New York. The Giants are woeful on offense. Patriots are always good on defense. I don't care who's off the defensive coordinator.
no, I keep them in my fantasy league.
But I don't think Saquon's going to be a big of a difference in this game. If Watson can shut that dude down for 3 quarters rushing the ball, but he killed him in the passing game, I can imagine what Bill Belichick and his defense is going to do. There really aren't many talented players on the Giants team. That's why the Patriots are favored by 3.5 points in this game. Honestly, I don't have much to say about the Giants. I'm going with the Patriots. JT.
Man, oh man, oh man. This is another one, top 5 quarterback that I can't stand. It don't make a difference whether it's Jones or Zappy. I can't stand either one of them.
That's true. I didn't say that part. You're absolutely right. Go ahead.
I can't stand either one of them. This offense sucks. I talked about this way earlier in the beginning of the season. I talked about this. I said this is going to be one of the worst defenses scoring in the NFL, and I haven't been proven wrong. This is horrible. They average what? Less than 15 points a game, somewhere around there.
Yep.
So I mean that's horrible. So I won't pick any player in this and the only reason I'm gonna pick the Patriots is it because this one stat. Bill Belichick eats rookie quarterbacks alive.
We thought that.
Rookie quarterbacks, he eat them for breakfast. So that's why I'm picking the Patriots to win this game.
We thought that until he faced Sam Howell lost.
That's a good point. He did lose to Sam Howell.
He's been having problems. That roster he built is trash. They need to take the GM from him. And he's my man. I love him as a coach. But that roster stinks.
Yep.
But the Giants, oh my God, it's gonna be a horrible game, bro. You might as well say a tie. 0-0. It's gonna be horrible. Both quarterbacks stink. You know, both of them in rebuild, and the Giants just way overachieved last year. They're way ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
So it's just, oh my God. You know what? I say the Giants just because of NFC East, because we like playing games like this.
Okay.
I'll pick the Giants.
Let's move on to another trash game. I mean, another game. The 1-9 Panthers go to the 3-7 Titans.
Oh God.
Bryce Young has not looked like the number 1 quarterback that he was when he was drafted. He's looking like what people said Stroud would look like. But again, I'm looking at what you have in talent. The Houston Texans gave Stroud 2 good running backs with Singletary and Pierce. Nico Collins, the young rookie Tank Dell, and Dalton Schultz, proven solid tight end. What have the Panthers given? I'm going to let JT talk about the Panthers. But they ain't giving that guy much of nothing. Levitz comes back in as the quarterback for Tennessee. He's got Derrick Henry, Hopkins. I can't pronounce that other receiver's name. He got a long last name, and he's dependable. Here's the thing, though. Who has a better defense? I'm going to say Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee got better defense.
If they're going to feed Derrick Henry, I don't think the Panthers stand a chance because Hunter Henry is out. They weren't giving him the ball anyway. Nobody else other than Thielen is catching the ball. It's at Tennessee as well. I'm going to Tennessee. Go ahead, JT.
The Panthers suck against the run. The Tennessee Titans suck against the pass. Okay, that's the breakdown of both those defenses. They play. The Panthers are better against the pass than they are against the run, and the Titans are better against the run than they are against the pass. They got a rookie quarterback. Tattoo, which I'm going
both have rookie quarterbacks.
Tattoo. I'm talking about the Carolina Panthers, and that's Tattoo. Ever seen?
Oh my God! Where's the playing boss?
He's Tattoo to me because he's not a quarterback in the NFL. He's Tattoo. The plane. Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
You're disrespectful.
Bad offense, and I hope
they're just young.
I like him as a coach, but I hope he survives this. I'm talking about Frank Reich. I hope he survives this because the offense and the quarterback that's running this offense, Tattoo, is horrible. Horrible.
Can you just pick or talk about the Panthers?
I'm talking about the Panthers.
I know, but
I'm talking about the Panthers. What else you want me to say?
You keep disparaging Young. I mean, you can talk about the defense. You can talk about the running game.
Okay,
the whole team is young. Everything to the water boy.
He's a young Tattoo. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, but he's small. He's small, and he's shown his weakness. He's shown his weakness, and most quarterbacks, unless you're really exceptional, if you're 5'10", maybe 5'9", whatever Tattoo is, got to be an exceptional quarterback. He's not an exceptional quarterback.
All right,
I like Tennessee Titans to win this game at home.
Thank you. Jay?
I like the Titans just because they're an older team, and Carolina's just too young. It's just they're way too young. I see they make a lot of mistakes during the game, and then they try to make it up during the game as it goes on. They're going on a learning curve, but I wouldn't say Bryce Young that bad. He's not that bad. He's still learning. He's still learning. He just got in the league.
Yes.
And then Jerry, that your offensive coordinator, your head coach is supposed to help you with your bad mistakes instead of allowing you to elaborate on them. So
you're exactly
don't blame Bryce Young for everything because some of them calls is just like there's no way he's going to make some of them plays work.
Wow.
You're right, and Frank Reich took over the play calling duties as of this game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he is. Yes, he's going to take over.
Oh, is he? That's something to watch.
So that I guess we're all on Tennessee.
Yes.
Let's go to the next game. The Rams at Arizona. 4-6 Rams, 2-9 Cardinals, and Stroud outplayed Kyler Murray last week, but Kyler Murray is a linchpin for this Cardinal team. I think it's going to be a lot closer than folks are predicting. They've got the Rams as a 3.5-point favorite, if I'm not mistaken. But Connor, Murray, and Brown are a very formidable package on offense. They are. Can the defense shut down a hobbling Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and a returning Kyrie? Kyle, I forgot his name. Jerry will talk about him. Excuse me. And I'm going to say no. I think the Rams are going to beat Arizona. Close game. It's a division game. It's a division game.
That's what I'm about to say. Yep. Hard to pick.
So, JT, you're up.
Okay. Last year, I liked Matthew Stafford. I don't like him this year. I mean, last year I liked him a lot. This year, That's a different story. He's banged up, and he's not playing as well. I mean, he's got his pieces back, but Cooper is hobbled. Kyron Williams is the running back that's coming back. How effective is he going to be?
Yep.
First week back. Okay. I can't trust a player, especially a running back coming back from the first week and think he's just going to jump in and be the same person.
He hasn't played that one down this year.
No, he got hurt after what, week 5, Jerry?
Yeah, he's been on the IR, and he's had a nice stay on the IR, and now he's coming back. I can't trust the running back coming back from the IR and thinking he's going to be
I understand that.
completely like he was before he went on the IR. I don't trust this offense. And it's a division game. It's played in Arizona. I like Kyler Murray in this game. I don't know why, but I mean, I couldn't say I don't know why Vic didn't jump on him more. I told Vic before in 3 weeks ago that I like Kyler Murray when he first came back, and he balled out, and he won that game. He won that game. I still like Kyler Murray. I mean,
you don't.
No. Look, I call it like I see it, man. If I don't like the player, if I don't like the way he's playing, I said Kyler Murray last year and the year before, I didn't like the way he was playing. He was playing too much hero ball. I think when I saw the press conference just before he came back, he showed a lot of maturity in that press conference, and I told you that, Vic. And he showed it on the field. I still like the Arizona Cardinals. I don't think that LA Rams are going to beat the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. I like Kyler Murray and his supporting cast in Arizona.
All right, Truck, you up?
I'm with him. Simple as that. I like Arizona. The Rams stink. They're terrible.
Okay.
They had the first half of the season was good because of that new because that wide receiver, that kid they got. I can't say his name.
Yeah,
they was rolling. It's just the offense, like he said, offenses went trash. I don't know where it went, and I don't know how they're gonna use the running back. They ain't used the running back in 3 years. So what's gonna happen?
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's move on then. Oh, Jared's gonna love to talk about this, but I'm gonna tell you right now. Broncos country. Let's ride. That's who's gonna win this game. I don't know if the formula for Russell Wilson to win is to have him throw for less than 200 yards. But I do know you give him a big target like Cortland Sutton and a decent run game and a strong defense, they're going to be successful under Sean Payton. But the problem is they're going against the number 1 defense in Cleveland. But the game is in Denver. Huge reason for me to pick Denver in this game. They're on a winning streak. DTR, he played at UCLA. I don't know how many big cold weather snowy games he's played in.
He's played against in Colorado and Boulder. He said that.
Okay, well,
I played in Boulder before.
Okay, well, he ain't played the likes of the Denver Broncos defense in Boulder or in anywhere in Colorado. I got to pick Denver to win this game because I think the defense of Denver is faster and outpaces the offense of Denver, which keeps them ahead of Cleveland.
That's a contradiction.
Just my thought. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I got Denver winning the game. Go ahead, JT.
Mr. FSP, this whole year, the majority of the games that involve Cleveland, he's picked against Cleveland.
Oh my God.
That's a fact. Okay? That's a fact. And you know it.
Bias.
No, there's a bias right there.
No.
Okay.
Go ahead. Please continue talking about Cleveland.
Let me say this. Number 1, defense travels, and Russ is going up against one hell of a pass rush.
True.
He's going up against one hell of a pass rush, and Russ likes to hold the ball. He's looking to make plays down the field. Russ likes to hold the ball, and he's going to get introduced to Smith, Mr. Smith, and Mr. Garrett. He's going to get introduced to them. I'm telling you right now. It's going to be a close game. Okay, this quarterback is going to get better. He's getting better. He showed a lot of maturity at the end of last game, and this is going to be a close game. The defenses are going to rule this game. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I like Cleveland to pull this out.
Truck.
Ooh, it's gonna be a hard game. Both of them got defense. I don't care what nobody say. Denver got defense. Let's keep they keep in the game every week.
Yep.
It's gonna come down to the quarterback. Who's gonna show up? And I'm so glad Russell Wilson is balling, so everybody stay on my man back. Because he ain't got the problem.
He ain't back.
But that's right. But who you picking?
I'm gonna go with Denver. Denver's on a hot streak. I think they're picking up I think the football team is picking up the aura from Sean Payton, what he expects from them.
Yes. I feel the same way. And I've not been going against Cleveland just because they're Cleveland. I was on Cleveland. I was on Cleveland way before Jerry was. Jerry's only there because Watson.
I'll just say this: 3 quarterbacks, and we still winning. P.J. Walker, Deshaun Watson, and Robinson. We still winning.
Okay.
I thought they picked up Flacco.
They pick up Flacco.
He's the backup.
We got Flacco in the wings. We're going to use him when we need to use him.
They better use Flacco. Do they know who Flacco's name is? You know who Flacco is? He's Mr. December.
He just showed up.
They better put him in the game.
He had enough time. He's
Mr. December. He will win every game in December.
Well, speaking of a team that wins every game in December, Kansas City goes to Las Vegas.
They bet win.
Listen.
I got the Raiders. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I like the Raiders. They're playing spirited, but I gotta take the Raiders angle. So let me talk about the Raiders first. I love Antonio Pierce. He brings that get your crap together attitude to the Raiders, much like Eric Bieniemy, who's been trying to do that to Washington. But when you got lackluster performers and people that don't want to achieve greatness, you get what you get in Washington. The Raiders almost beat Miami last week. The Raiders are gelling. The problem is they're in a division that has a lot of great talent. If Kansas City can find a way to catch the ball, they win the game. But the Raiders are weak against the run. They're weak against the run. If everybody's smart, as I think they are, I think Pacheco has a field day running the ball. So does Josh Jacobs for the Raiders. Putting that out there. I want to pick the Raiders, but the money says go with Kansas City, so I'm going to go with Kansas City. JT.
Last time I checked, almost only counts in horseshoes. Almost doesn't count in football. Okay? So almost beating Miami don't count. Okay? That's what I'm saying. And I got to go with Kansas City. Better talent on the offense beats the lesser talent on the defense. That's why I got to go with Kansas City.
Okay.
I don't think this is going to be close. And I also got to say better talent on the defense versus lesser talent on the offense in the Raiders. So I got to go with Kansas City. Too many bettors on Kansas City side versus the lesser on Raiders side.
All right, Q. I mean, not Q. My bad. Jay, you're up.
I'm going with the Raiders. Raiders always beat Kansas City. I don't care what Kansas City do every year. Don't care how good they be. The Raiders find a way to beat them, no matter what record they have. It's a division game, and the Raiders are at home.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Moving on to the next game. Now, listen, if you follow the breakdown of the divisions over the summer, I boldly predicted that the Bills won't make the playoffs.
Oh,
And the Bills going to Philadelphia, and then they've got Dallas next week. And I still got those tickets. It's going to be tough. Philly is 9-1 for a reason. They are a very solid, put together organization, not just team, but organization. There's a lot of kinks in the armor of Buffalo. Just going to be honest with you. I think I'm be honest. Buffalo looking at 2 straight losses, and the best they're going to be is 9-7. But I definitely got to go with Philly in this game. Too much DeAndre Swift. AJ Brown had like 8 yards last week. Do you think they're going to force feed AJ Brown this week? I think so. And Buffalo doesn't have anybody that can cover him. They're injured on the backside of their secondary. That does not bode well. Just putting it out there. And I like Buffalo, but I got to go with Philly. JT, you have Buffalo.
Okay. We know that football is a physical game.
Yes.
It's also a mental game. And on the Buffalo side, I think Buffalo is fragile mentally fragile.
Yeah.
I think the quarterback, the Q on the Philly side, is more mentally tough than the quarterback on the Buffalo side. I got to go Q and his team, which is Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles, to win this game.
Q's team is the Raiders.
I said the Q.
The Q?
He's a Q.
Oh, you're talking about his fraternity.
Yes, he's a Q. Come on, man.
Okay.
Wake up. Hello.
Hey, look, we weren't even talking about frats, but you throw out there the Q, and I'm like, huh?
Well, you should already. Come on, you're an intelligent person. You should have already picked up on that.
Well, I might become a Sigma man, so we'll see. But anyway,
Okay.
Go ahead, Jay. What you got?
It's a tough game.
Yep.
Buffalo been playing real good against the NFC East. They come to play when they come in that division. So the Eagles better come to play. I'll pick the Eagles, but the Eagles better come to play. Don't think the Buffalo just gonna lay down.
Nah. And their small linebackers on Philly are gonna have to tackle that big Josh Allen on those design quarterback runs, or when he does run. That's gonna be tough. All right. This should be a good game. Should be.
No, it won't.
I agree with you. The Ravens
Oh my God.
come to LA, and after the response of the coach last week with the Chargers, this might be the nail in the coffin. He might be the next coach to leave after the game. I got the Chargers. JT has the Ravens. Chargers are 4-6, knocking on 4-7.
I thought they was better than that.
Yeah, but they're not. The running game is lacking, which JT and I knew as soon as they got Kellen Moore in the building. They just lost Bosa,
Yep.
who's out on injury reserve now.
Yep.
It's
The
not
cornerback, he can't stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
He flagged every week. Oh my God, he give up 15-yard penalties every week.
Okay, I don't need to say much more. The Ravens are injured up right now, but this is a good time for them to get a win on a team that is falling apart. So I'm definitely going with the Ravens. Austin Eckler, I know you're trying your best, but if it's not designed, it's not designed. I don't see the Chargers winning this game, man. I think Staley should be fired directly after this game. especially if it's a blowout at home.
Wait a minute.
You got good
I'm
fired.
the LA Charger coach. I call the defense. I call the defense. Okay, your defense sucks, coach. You suck, coach. Should have been gone before the year started, coach. Okay. You know I don't like this coach. You know
I know, but you're supposed to talk about the Ravens, man.
I know that. But I can't resist.
I'm with him. I don't like losing.
I don't like this coach. And for that fact, any other fact, I don't care how good Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, and company are. This coach is going to find a way for his team to lose. I like the Baltimore Ravens to kick the LA Chargers' ass and finally put this head coach of the LA Chargers out of his misery and fire his ass. I'm out.
Okay, thank you.
I'm with you, Jay. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I think the Ravens, man. I think the Chargers should have never fired the black head coach they had a couple years ago. They never should have fired him, man. They messed up.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about. Can't remember his name right now, but I remember his face. He was a running back in the NFL. I know you're talking about. But go ahead, finish saying what you're saying, Truck.
Yeah, the coach. It's funny to me that you say he's gonna get fired though. I gotta see this. I ain't think he was that bad, but I got the Ravens though. I ain't got nothing else to say. I got the Ravens.
Okay. Well, they're 4-6, knocking on 4-7. So he got to go. All right, last game. Interesting game.
Very interesting.
I'm really interested in this Monday night game, actually. The Bears travel to Minnesota. I said at the top of the show, Joshua Dobbs is sitting in and doing a very, it's above average opportunity that he's doing and given for Kirk Cousins and this put together offense that has lost a lot of key components. On the other side, the defense of Minnesota has stepped up tremendously. And JT and I did not expect that. They're going to face a Justin Fields who has not been back but just one game. Should do well, but he didn't look that good versus Detroit until the end of the game. And then he lost that game. I got to go with Minnesota. JT, you've got the Bears.
Bears. Oh. I don't know, man. This is another coaching staff that I got questions about. There's another coaching staff I got questions about. Do they want Justin Fields to flourish? Are they going to give him plays that he can succeed with, or are they just going to throw him out there and you do whatever? I got questions about this coaching staff. I don't have questions about the quarterback. I think this should be the Bears quarterback. Okay. They need better coaching. They need a better scheme on the offense for this quarterback to flourish. As soon as that he came back, him and his sidekick, DJ Moore, flourished. What's that telling you? He needs weapons. If he got good weapons, he can succeed. But going up against the weapons playing in Minnesota with TJ Hawkinson and company, even without Justin Jefferson, Joshua Dobbs is balling out.
Yep.
I like Minnesota in this game.
All right. What's up, Jay?
I pick Minnesota just because they're better. It is a better all-around organization right now as far as coach roster. They is better all. But I'm still trying to figure out who's better for that system in Chicago, the backup or Justin Fields. Because the backup looks way better than Justin Fields on the ball.
Agreed.
Justin Fields looks better running because the line ain't holding nobody.
Well, I agree with you 110% on that because the line didn't give up a lot of sacks under Badgett.
Because he got rid of the ball quicker.
Yes, exactly.
Well, let me ask you guys this.
Wait a minute. Dave, who is a Bears fan, said that he likes Badgett a lot more than he likes my man Fields.
Justin Fields, yeah, because he's a more traditional quarterback.
Well, let me ask you this then. I got to ask this question: is the coaching staff and the coaching that the scheme that they run is it better suited for the backup quarterback versus Justin Fields? Is that why that the backup quarterback looks better than Justin Fields? Because the coaching staff has a certain way they want to run their offense versus Justin Fields that is more of a versatile quarterback versus a traditional quarterback.
I say it's the same system, but the system relies on the quarterback to get the ball out quickly. It's a West Coast offense. That's what it is. And Justin Fields is not acquiescing to the tenets of a West Coast offense. He's a big play guy.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's just my thoughts. I don't know what Jay's thoughts are, but that's my thoughts.
Then a good coach, in my opinion, caters whatever scheme they have, whether it's on defense or offense, to their players. To be
not everybody, not in the NFL. Oh boy, you're going to a whole other conversation with that one.
Yep.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
I think to be an effective coach, in my opinion, and I know it sounds like you adjust to your talent. And if Justin Fields is a different type of talent than a West Coast offense, you adjust your talent. You adjust.
A lot of coaches can't do it. I'm trying to tell you.
And the problem with that is just like with Sam Howell in Washington.
Right.
Sam Howell leads the league in passing yards, right?
Okay.
But he also leads in sacks. If the offensive line is not designed to do a certain thing, you're going to see the problems. Right now, the offensive line isn't designed in Chicago to be a long pass protecting offense. They're designed to hold for like maybe 1, 2, whatever seconds.
I got to talk.
And the ball's gone.
I got to talk about that. When Pat Mahomes first came to the Kansas City Chiefs,
same thing.
What was the problem? The offensive line.
Yeah.
Okay. So sooner or later, that becomes a glaring issue.
Yep.
Sooner or later, you're going to address that offensive line. But if you don't do what you're doing now, what they did with Pat Mahomes, you don't see that glaring issue. They saw the glaring issue and they addressed it. Now they have a better offensive line, and Pat Mahomes is balling a lot better. So I understand.
But he also is a good quarterback for the West Coast offense too.
Yes.
Oh, well, okay.
That offense fits him, predicates him perfect.
Yeah. Well, let me put it this way: he's an exceptional quarterback, and in my opinion, the best quarterback in the league. But I mean, with the best quarterback in the league, they got lucky. They got the best quarterback in the league. He can move and he can make plays on the move, which is ideal for a head coach like Andy Reid. So,
true. All right,
I don't
guys.
think it's that quarterback though, but it's petty.
I'm a Justin Fields fan, so it is what it is. I just think
I thought you didn't like any Ohio State quarterbacks.
Well,
look,
I've made exceptions. Okay, I have them on my roster, so I like CJ Stroud now, so I had to make some exceptions. I am not a
He's going all in with him.
I am not a perfect person.
I tell you what though, I gamble on Justin Fields. In every league I got this year, I have him.
I am a work in progress. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. With that being said, that ends the discussion on the schedule and Week 12 in the NFL. The show's coming to an end, but before it comes to an end, Truck, is there any league business you want to discuss right now?
I wouldn't.
Any league?
Now,
I'm glad you asked that, Jerry. Hold on, Jerry. I'm glad he asked that. Because you know, me and him in a lot of leagues together. Me and Vic in a lot of leagues, basketball and football.
Yes.
He can tell you that I am number one in a lot of leagues.
Okay.
Or have a top team. Come see me this year.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't even talk to this BF. You know what the BF is?
No.
A bottom feeder.
Oh,
So you wouldn't be talking to yourself.
Oh,
First of all, in basketball, I'm number 2.
We ain't talking basketball. We're talking about fantasy football.
And okay, I'm there for 1 week. You were there for like half the season.
No, it wasn't.
So
I've never been 12. I've never been 12. Never been
I
12.
won't
Never
be
been
12 after
12.
this week.
I've never been 12 or 12.
I won't be 12 after this week.
Okay.
But
Okay. You're on your way to being 12 a second
Oh
week.
my God.
You're being
He
12.
traded too many players. I told him that.
Look. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, okay. You keep saying that.
JT,
I want you to be optimistic.
don't worry. You coming back down. And Truck, you need to stop the bleeding. All right? You ain't getting
Man,
that
I
number.
am going through it, bro. I don't know. No. Last week, I would have beat anybody in your league but the person I'm playing. I had the second highest score. Come on, man.
Wow.
So you lost. I mean, that's not my fault.
Ain't nothing I can do about it. I told you football is 90% luck, 10% skill.
Hey, thank you. I've always said that. Come on, man. Come on.
Okay.
You don't never know what these teams gonna do.
Like I said, I will not be 12 after this week.
Oh, yes, you will.
However,
Enjoy it. Savor
I
it.
want to say this.
Savor it.
He's not going to the playoffs, so I'm not worried about your yap.
Make the most of it.
Yeah, you
man.
too, because you'll be out of the playoffs as well.
Make the most
But
of it.
Truck, you need to do your job.
Oh, no, we coming, baby. Don't worry, we coming.
Your job,
Don't worry.
Your job, Mr. FSP, is to treat the bottom of the league well. That's what your job is.
Well, come on down, and I'll treat you well. You'll be there.
No. I'll leave that in your capable hands.
I can't wait to make these changes next year. Have all y'all crying again.
Yo, you know what? I've been saying the same thing. Y'all so lucky it's not a flex league. You know who I got on my bench? Y'all so lucky it's not a flex. I'm voting for flex next year.
Yes.
Put it back in the
flex.
game.
Yes,
No.
flex, man. Come on, flex.
No.
Flex anything. You can
Flex
flex
will not be
anything.
coming back next year.
Okay. The flex is not
You
coming back.
think so? Put it up for the vote.
No.
I
If I'm going to be called a dictator, I'm going to act dictatorish.
Oh God.
That's right.
Oh, now he's in his feelings, Jerry.
I'm gonna call.
You see what?
Okay.
I'm going.
Jerry, what did we tell him in the beginning of the season with all the rule changes? You're doing nothing but making it harder for yourself, brother. You want to play under the
I am good. My players did not perform, so I am where I am. It is what it is. But with that being said,
You made a lot of trades. Man. You made a lot of bad trades, man. You made a lot of bad trades, man.
Whatever.
I think so too,
Whatever. I don't care what y'all think.
But I thank you for Jonathan
next
Taylor.
Week.
But I thank you for Jonathan Taylor.
Ain't like you're gonna be using them.
I use them each and every week.
That's true. For the next 3 weeks, and then you're out of the playoffs, just like me.
And I say
and
thank
you're out of the playoffs, just like me.
And I say thank you.
Whatever. Moving
thank
on.
you, Victor.
What's happening on tomorrow's master plan?
Master plan? What are you talking about?
I mean,
oh my God.
For no reason. For no reason.
Fantasy football, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be talking about each and every matchup. I got some. Oh man. I got some really good ones coming up. Running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. People, tune in 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. I'll be there. Be there.
All right. Anything else you want to say, Jay, before I let you go?
Nah, it's been a pleasure, man. Y'all are hilarious. I love y'all. Good luck. You're gonna stay at the bottom. Let's go, Jerry.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not, you loser. Okay. I don't have any picks this week.
Remember, that's your BF. Remember, that's
you
your
didn't
BF.
send me any picks for the teasers. So, and I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you when I say this. Even though there's some bottom feeders playing bottom feeders, this is a tough week in the NFL to handicap wins and losses. I'll be very honest with you. But You enjoy yourself. Thank y'all for coming by and sticking around with us. You know why? You've been listening to
Fantasy, Sports, and Politics.
Get ready to rumble!
You want to talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember,
face.
because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Oh!
Derek's gonna get him.
Fantasy, Sports, and Politics. Fantasy, Sports, and Politics. Fantasy, Sports, and Politics. Fantasy, Sports, and Politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this